Hey guys, JK Tabletop Wargames. So, I wanted to do this video. I've been designing a new set of rules, World War II rules, called Scream, Aim, Fire. Now, I've probably been working on them for like 4 months, something like that. And I've got to a stage now where I want to show you guys the basics of the game, see what you guys think. Now, I am uploading this to Kickstarter to try and get a bit of funding. If I reach my goal, I can then get rule books printed, the cards printed, and some tokens, because the game works on a deck of cards and some tokens as well. So what I'll do is I'll explain to you how the activation works, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so for this example, we've just got some tanks that I was using in another game the other night. So we've got a Sherman, a tank destroyer, a Panzer IV, and a Panther. Now, Scream, Aim, Fire, you can use just tanks, or you can add infantry, you can add mortars, artillery, but the basic principles are that this is a very simple, quick, arcadey game. There are no stats to guns, there's no armor stats. You'll see how it works in a sec. So it's not a game that you're going to get bogged down in heavy stats or anything like that. It's just pure and simple. So what we do is, you have a deck of cards. At the moment I'm just using paper, because obviously I don't have any cards printed, or I can use normal playing cards if you wanted. So you shuffle the deck. Now before you do that, at the moment you need to write down what you've got. So we've got a Sherman, an M10 tank destroyer, a Panzer IV, and a Panther. So you can either list these like tank 1, tank 2, tank 3, tank 4, and so on. If I manage to get the cards printed, the Americans or British will have green cards with a tank 1 and tank 2 on it, and the Germans will have a grey card with tank 2, tank 3, infantry, etc. So what you do is you shuffle the cards in, and then what I've done is I've written on the backs of these paper. So you shuffle so we've shuffled the cards, we pull the first card, and let's just say it says tank 1. So I know tank 1 and say this is a green card, we can write on there US or British, whatever you want. So tank 1 is our Sherman. So I put the card next to the Sherman, and then I have to try and activate the tank or the unit. Now each unit or tank activates on a 5. So you roll a 2d6 and you need a 5. There we go. So that has now activated that tank. Now if you fail that activation, you have to take a shock and awe test. So you roll a single d6, and on a 6, your unit or vehicle is removed from the game. It's as powerful as that. They're gone. So you don't want to be failing your activations. But because we passed, we then get to have 3 dice. So every unit in the game gets 3 dice when they're activated. So we've activated our Sherman. Now he's got 3 dice, so he can move with 1d6, so he can roll that dice and that's how far he moves in inches, or he can shoot. So let's just say he wants to move 1d6, he moves 5. Now he can go over obstacles, through stone walls, because he's a tank. So let's just say he moves up 5 to there, like that. He's got 2 dice left. Now if you want to shoot in the game, you have to roll a loading check. Now loading check is the crew or infantry trying to load their weapons in the heat of battle. The adrenaline's pumping, so they might not, something might get jammed, it might not work. So any roll of a 1 on a loading check, the unit can't fire. So we roll for the Sherman. He's rolled a 1, so he won't be able to fire, and that's his activation over. Let's just say he didn't roll that. Let's say he's rolled a 2, he's just passed his loading check. He's then got 1d6 to shoot. Now every unit in the game hits on a 4, but if if their target is in cover, it goes to a 5. Now, you'll see how this works in a sec. So, he needs a 5 to shoot at this Panzer IV because the Panzer IV is behind cover. So, we need a 5. We roll a 2, so he'd miss. And we'd go to the next card. But let's just say he's rolled a 6. He's hit the Panzer IV. Now, this is where the mechanic comes in. Any unit that is hit needs to take a token out of the pot. Now, the tokens are numbered 1 to 5. They're all random. And you take a token, and that's how many saves that unit needs to make. So we know I'm going to pull a token from the pot for the Panzer IV, and I've pulled a 2. So he needs to make 2 saves. But because he's in cover, it's reduced by 1. So he needs to make 1 save because he's in cover. So the Panzer IV rolls his save. Now, a 4 plus is a save. Anything less is a fail. So he's failed on a 3. That then means he has to roll on the damage table, which I have got printed off, but I can't find it at the moment. So, he rolls on the damage table. A 4 is no effect. A 1 is a destroyed. A 2 is an immobilised. And a 3 is a +2 to shooting. But he's rolled a 4, so there's no effect. So, we then take the next card from the deck. Let's just say it's tank 4. Oh, that's the German player, their Panzer IV. Now they need to roll their 2d6 to try and activate their tank on a 5. He's failed on a 4, so he has to take a shock and awe test. Let's hope he doesn't roll a 6 because he'll be destroyed, removed from the game. He's rolled a 1, he's absolutely fine. So he's now got 3 dice to play with. Now he doesn't want to move, you don't have to move. So he's got 3 dice to use. But remember, if you want to shoot, you have to do a loading check. So he's going to roll that loading check. He's rolled a 1. He can't fire. So that would be his turnover and you draw the next card. But for the sake of this demo, let's say he's rolled a 5. He's passed his loading check. That then gives him 2 dice for firing. So we know everything needs a 4 to hit, but the Sherman's behind cover. So he needs a 5. So he needs 5. So any 5s on these dice are hits. Nope, no hits. But let's say he rolled a 5 and a 6. That's 2 hits against the Sherman. He then has to take 2 tokens from the pot because he's been hit twice. So let's do that. We take 2 tokens. So we have a 3 and a 1, which is 4. Now, remember, if he's in cover, it's reduced by 1. So the 3 goes to a 2, but you can't reduce the 1. So he needs to make 3 saves. So the Sherman is going to roll 3 saves. Remember, he needs 4 pluses. He's saved 2, but failed 1. So every time you fail a save, he now needs to roll on the damage chart. And we roll the dice. On a result of a 2, he's immobilised. He can't move for the rest of the game, but he still gets his actions. He just won't be able to move. But let's just say he rolled a 1, kaboom. He's destroyed, he's removed from the game. So that Sherman's gone, he's been destroyed. So again, we'd go to the cards. Draw another card. So, what you need to do is add a random card. So write random on your card. Obviously, if I manage to get these printed, it would say random on it. We pulled a random card. Right, so when you do that, you have to roll. Right, so we need to roll on the random event table. So I roll a dice. We roll a 2. On a 2, there's been heavy rain and thick mud has set in. So any infantry or tanks, their movement is reduced to 4 inches. So even if you roll a d6 for your movement and you rolled a 6, you can only go 4. So if you roll a 6 on the random, a 4 to 6 on the random event table, every unit on the table has to take a shock and awe test. So remember, you roll for each one. So we go tank destroyer, shock and awe test. He's rolled a 6. He's destroyed. He's out of there. Remember, this is a quick game, so things are going to disappear. So obviously, if you're only playing with 2 units each side, the game is going to be so quick. So it helps to have a lot of units. I would say if you've got like 6 units each side, you're going to have a medium-sized game. So he'd be gone. So then you'd roll for the Panzer 4. He's rolled a 6. He'd be gone. And the Panther a 2. He's fine. But that's how that would work. And then what happens is, if you have something like, if you roll a 1 on the random event table, heavy rain is set in, heavy rain and fog. All rolls to hit your target need a 6. Regardless of cover, or if they're not in cover, you need a 6. Now that doesn't change until that random card comes out again. So a random event lasts until that card comes out again. But obviously with the shock and awe thing, you only need to roll for those units once. So that's the basics of it. Now, again, if you had infantry, you pull a card, squad 1, you try and activate them on a 5, yep, they passed. They get their 3 dice and they can do what they want. So you might have a machine gun team behind this sandbag here. They don't want to move. They're going to do a loading check. They fail. I've failed nearly every loading check on this video. So they rolled it, yeah, they passed the loading check, and they're going to use 2d6 to fire. Now, if you fire at infantry in the game, you need a 5, regardless of cover or in the open, because infantry are quite, you know, they would get their heads down, they'd be in ditches and all sorts. So the machine gun team roll their 2 dice. They've got 1 hit. They take a chit from the pot. Let's just say they draw a 5. They need to make 5 saves. Now for infantry, they don't have to roll on a table. They're not a vehicle. So any failed saves, they're gone. So remember, you need 4 pluses. So let's just say we're rolling to save. There's 2 fails there. That's 2 infantry gone. And the main aim is to reduce your opponent to 1 unit left on the table. If your opponent has 1 unit left on the table, the game's over. You've won. So it's quick, simple and easy. I'm working on objective games at the moment, so I'll update you guys with that. Now, what I want you guys to do is comment and let me know what you think about it. I have posted on a few Facebook groups. I've had probably about 5 people message me and say they're interested, they've tried it and really enjoyed it. So remember, I'm going to be uploading this to Kickstarter, so I'm being quite serious about it. But I want to know what you guys think. So let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.